everybody, welcome to the Black Sheep Props channel. I'm Steve and I'm here to teach you the tips, tools, techniques, and materials for building your very own super cool EVA foam props. Now in our last episode, making an EVA foam NN14 part 1, you saw us knock out the whole build, almost the whole build, all the way from the back end all the way up to the front of the body. And it went down super easy and super cool. So now in this episode, making an EVA foam NN14 part 2, we're going to knock out the barrel, this little front detail, and then we're going to seal it and paint it. And man, this is easy paint job right here. We're going to make it look a little bit dirty and a little bit cruddy, but that's super easy to do, and some really simple brush work, and bam, this thing is in the can. Super easy. So, if you're ready to hit it, let's make something. All right, here we go. Now we're going to do a little detail that's going to go on the lower front part of the body right there. Now we've got 3mm, 6mm, and 18mm. All right, so this is going to be really easy stuff. We're going to come in here with our, just like that. Now we're going to do this one and the 6, and we're going to poke these out with a brass tube. There we go. Look at that. Nice. All right, now we're going to take this 18mm piece over to the scroll saw and knock it out real quick. All right, there we go. Nice. All right, now this is going to come in, and these are going to pop right on the ends of here like this. That right in the center like that. Over here. Now we're going to center it right inside of our body piece right there. That looks pretty good. Slide it. Nice. All right. All right, here we go. This is going to be our barrel piece, and we're going to have a wrap that goes around our barrel, and the wrap is going to need vent holes on it. So we're going to come in with our brass tube. We sharpened it up with the Dremel, so it's a sharp end. This is a 3mm piece. We have all of our spots marked right here where we're going to poke out our holes. So we're going to, just like that, pokes right through, and we're going to move down to the next line. Okay, so we're ignoring our marks. We're going to just eyeball it because the marks were too close together. There we go. Pops right through. Nice. And again, we're going to keep these for later because we always need extra rivets. All right, now what we're going to do is we're going to knock these out next. All right, there we go. We've got our vent holes poked out, and what we did here was we took our 3mm piece of foam and we struck this line inside here and here. We're gonna... All right. All right. There's 4 7/8. Okay. Now we're going to come over to our lines that we just drew. We're going to tip our knife just slightly to get a bevel. All right, now we're going to leave this end right here, okay? Because what we're going to do is this. We're going to wrap this around, and then when we're done wrapping it, we're going to cut this off so you've got a nice flush cut on the end. Now how does this look? Oh, perfect. All right. We're going to put this right down in the center, flush, just like that, and like that. All right. Now we're going to roll and stay flush with our end down here. We're going to keep our eye on this end down here. We want it flush with the edge. All right, let's get the end cemented because it's going to make contact. All right, there we go. And now we're going to let this dry for a real quick second. And again, we're going to see the value of the beveled cut right there. And what that does is when these come around and they touch, they're going to touch perfectly because of the bevel. We lined up our wood burned line right there. Now we're just going to keep going right down our seam like that. Look at that. Perfect seam, perfect match with the wood burned line. Perfect. Here comes our wood burn line on this side. Let's line it up if we can. Fairly close. Look at that. That's not bad. All right, let's pinch our seam together all the way down. All right, now we're going to push right down here on our seam. Just like that. All right, now we're going to roll it so we get good contact along the whole thing. Wow, we got a nice end here. And now what we're going to do is we're going to knock this off on the bandsaw real quick. All right, there we go. There's our barrel. Great Scott, is that cool. All right, now we've got one more piece that's going to go on it. It's this 6mm piece. We're going to cut it out and then we're going to bevel it. All right, so this will be really easy. All right, there we go, just like that. All right, now we're going to get our dust mask on and we are going to bevel this from the bottom corner to this line right here so we have a nice bevel around the whole thing. So let's get our mask on. All right, there we go. Got a beveled edge. We got a little bit of a glitch on this side. It's making me mad. Making me mad. All right, now what we're going to do is we've got a slight imperfection and it's driving me crazy right here. So what we're going to do is we're going to put that on the bottom so that no one really notices it. And that's all I'm going to be able to see. It's going to make me mad all the time. But extra piece of foam like a squeegee. Slide it around, get it right where we want it. That's the cool thing about super glue is you got a couple seconds to move it around. All right, there we go. Puddle of super glue on it. We're going to bring in our rivets that we just did. Those extra pieces that we didn't know what we were going to do with. Well, now we know what we're going to do with them. We're going to bring them in. We're going to put one right there. Like that. All right, there we go. Look at those little rivets around the barrel there. All right, wow. All right, now what we want to do is this, okay? This piece right here is what we want to line up with this piece, okay? We don't want it down like this. We want it up, lined up so that this looks like it's part of this right here. Okay, right there is where we're going to be good. Let me make sure. Stick it down. Okay, now let's not let it drop down. Let's spin it around, make sure we're where we want to be. Looks like we are right there. Nice. There we go. All right, now we forgot to do two little details. We're going to do it on this side too. Nice. All right, now we've got these little pieces right down here we're going to do. we go. All right, now we're going to do one more detail. We're going to come in with this big Dremel bit. All right, look at that. Very cool and simple. All right, there we go. There is the last little detail on our piece right there. We've got the cool barrel that looks like it goes into the body because it lines up with this piece. I love that feature. And I love the way we did the body with the square, with the half round dowels on both sides to get that cool shape. A lot of cool details on here, and man, this thing was super easy. Super easy. All right, so there we go. Ray's NN14. Actually, let's be real here. This is Han's NN14. That's right, baby. Star Wars 4, 5, and 6. That's right. I'm old, and I'm old school. There's only 3 Star Wars movies for me, 4, 5, and 6. But this is super cool. We had to build it. All right, so with that last detail, those little barrel marks there, that brings the build portion of Han's NN14 build to a close. All right, let's seal this now. Love it. Really cool. I love the way that you can see the surface of the foam change when you heat it up. Really cool. All right, here we are. We're out at the spray stand. We're going to coat our NN14 with our Plastidip. And you know what we always say, do not spray, even in a well-ventilated area, without your respirator. All right, there we go. Several coats of Plastidip. Super easy. We went ahead and we let it dry all the way through, so we're ready now to start painting. Now you've got the usual choices. You could paint your prop clean, or you could paint your prop weathered. And we're gonna paint this one weathered because a lot of the photos we're looking at, it's weathered and it's got dirt in the grooves and stains and soot marks and things like that. So, because we want darkness in all the crevices, we're gonna use our sponge brush. That way, when we're stamping it on, we're leaving nice darkness in all the corners and in the crevices. All right, now this is gonna be a super crazy easy paint job. All right, here we are with our sterling silver. Now, I've always liked this silver. As you've seen, we've used this a lot for metal stuff because it gives it a metal look, but it is not super shiny and sparkly. A lot of the spray paints get like really overly super shiny, and you know we have a paint crush on flat antique nickel, which is one of my favorite metal spray paints, and then we hit it with dull varnish afterwards. But this sterling silver acrylic is really nice because it's not too crazy insane. All right, now what we're gonna do is the simple technique that we do all the time. We're just gonna tap all around our piece. And as we tap around it, we're gonna leave darkness in a lot of the crevices because we're using a sponge brush. All right, take a look at that. That is so perfect, it's not even funny. It naturally leaves darkness in all the crevices and like around rivet heads and stuff, so it looks like dirt has collected around it and inside the vent holes. Now, if we sprayed this that would have all been filled in with silver, but this is perfect. And it's got the exact right amount of metallic look to it. It's not too shiny. All right, that's it. We're just gonna keep going. We're gonna do the whole piece this way. Okay, let's see. Ooh, check it out, man. This is the best paint for metal. This sterling silver acrylic, because it goes down without a crazy ton of shine on it. It's got a legit steel look to it. And look at that sponge effect. Man, every single crevice has black left in it. And then up around the edges of stuff where the sponge brush doesn't hit, it leaves darkness in the corners. Like look at around all these little rivets here, the dark ring around them. Man, that is the perfect look. Look at that. All right, let's give it a few minutes to dry, and then we're gonna move on. And we're gonna get inside the trigger area here where we can't reach with our sponge, and we're not gonna get the brush totally coated with paint. We're gonna get it semi-dry. That way when we drag it across, it's a little bit broken up and isn't solid coverage, so it matches the dirty look with everything else. All right, there we go. We got down inside the trigger area there, and we left it a little bit broken up in some spots so it matches the feel of the rest of this. Sweet. Okay, now what we noticed too is we needed to get inside this edge in here and in these two cavities. So we came in there with our brush and we just hit along the edge all the way around these windows, there, and there. And we dabbed our brush in and wiped most of it off so that what we were dragging across was kind of a half-wet brush, so it leaves a couple little thin black sections there. Really nice and super easy. All right, now we're coming in with our satin black. We're just gonna brush it. And we're gonna come in, use the square edge of our brush. Just like that. We're just going to cut all the way around our little inset there. Now we're going to do the same thing in this window and up here. Get our little barrel piece done in black. All right, there we go. Rich black compared to the Plastidip black. All right, now we're going to hit this piece next. Wow. All right, we've got our handle done. We've got our 3 little windows done. We've got our barrel done. And all of the dark places that remained dark when we used the sponge brush. So we are in really, really good shape right now. Look at that. Okay, now we're going to come in with our silver. All right, there we go. Check that out, man. Super easy paint job. Easiest paint job we've ever done. You saw us come in with the sponge. We sponged on all the silver, and as you can tell, all the crevices were left black, and then around every single little raised piece, there's that dark circle around it. See that in there? And back along here, gives it that nice dirtied up look, and wherever 2 different planes meet, it leaves dark in the corners here and here, all around these pieces. Really cool look and super easy. And again, we'll bring up our sterling silver, which gives us a really nice metal look without being too crazy shiny. And we also didn't completely coat the whole thing. As you can tell, you see these broken up sections where you can kind of start to see a little bit of the broken black parts through it, which gives it that additional help with like the dirty look. And then it was really easy. You saw us come in with the brush. We hit all 3 of our windows with the black. We did our 2 barrels with black, and we knocked out our hand grips. And that was about it. Oh, and then we came in, just hit a little silver on the 2 screws on the handles, and it really pulls it together. Cool, man. And with that last detail, that brings our NN14 build to a close. All right, that was it. Just like we said, easy barrel, and you saw us wrap it. You saw us use the brass tube to pop out the vent holes. Really, really easy stuff. And you saw how stinking easy the paint job was. Woo, holy smokes, man. We used the sponge brush. We sponged on the silver everywhere, and it just naturally left all the little dirty crevices and things on there, which is super easy. And then you saw us come in with a brush. And we did some of the black work there with a tiny little brush. Really easy stuff. And that pretty much does it, man. You saw it. Easy. That concludes making an EVA foam NN14 Part 2. Hope you liked it. If you didn't, give us a like, share us with a friend, and subscribe to this channel. And together we're going to go step by step through a lot more super cool builds so that you get the props you deserve. Thanks for coming. See you next time.